Vinland Saga is a visual and emotionally loaded series, depicting the grisly truths of war and a violent Viking culture. While the constant barrage of blood and gore can be exhausting, Thorfinn's journey towards harmony and personal growth is appealing enough to keep viewers watching for reasons other than the violence. But we are not talking about the hero here. How does the hero become a hero? Yes, the anti-hero makes him the hero. The villain has to be as powerful as the hero to make the story ongoing. See who the Vinland Saga's Askeladd really is. Askeladd, real name Lucius Artorius Castus, was a Welsh-Danish Viking who led a mercenary band of Vikings that Thorfinn pursued for more than a decade. Because of Thorfinn's goals, he has an essential foe of the war arc. Through his mother, Askeladd claimed to be a descendant of the renowned warrior Lucius Artorius Castus. The latter was enamored with Artorius' story and named her son after him. The nickname Askeladd was derived from Ashen Lad, as he was regularly covered in ash from different jobs as a child. He was hired by Floki to assassinate Thors and was later pursued for over a decade by a furious Thorfinn, who wished to respectfully assassinate his father's killer and begrudgingly perform jobs for Askeladd's band in order to win battles with him. After Thorkel wiped out the majority of his band, Askeladd vowed his service to Canute in order to accomplish his secret goal of keeping Wales shielded from Viking invasions. Chin-length wavy blonde hair, split in the middle, is what his hair looked like as a child. His eyes were a light shade of blue. His brows were already quite thick, and he was always covered in black and white residue from his various jobs, earning him the moniker, the Ashen Lad. Shorts with a short tunic, belted with a piece of fabric over a long-sleeve shirt. Imagine Askeladd in this attire. Since he was poor, his clothing was ripped and he wore no shoes. Askeladd is significantly tidy and has nicer clothing since having been taken in by his father at the age of 11. His look is similar when he shows up in Wales at the age of 14, though his hair is shorter. Askeladd in his early 20s can be seen, most likely at the Battle of Maldon in 991. His appearance, including his clothing, is similar to that of an adult, though his goatee lacks a mustache. Adult Askeladd first appears in the Vinland Saga timeline in his early 30s. Askeladd is a typical size Viking warrior, standing 170 centimeters and weighing 65 kilograms as an adult. He is muscular but lean, showing his astonishing power. His Welsh and Danish ancestry is well depicted in his hairs and eyes. Other characteristics of Askeladd include heavy eyelids, noticeable cheekbones, buried cheeks, a straight nose, and a creased brow. He is frequently shown frowning, cocking one brow, or smirking, with his teeth visible. Adult Askeladd is usually depicted wearing the same warrior outfit, a light cowl neck gambeson with detailing on the sleeve fringes, tied over a dark long sleeve shirt tied at the wrists, dark trousers, and boots till the knees. He usually wears a scabbard and his sword at his left hip, as well as an impressive dark breastplate reminiscent of Roman tradition. He sometimes wears a dark capelet, gloves, and a thicker long coat during the cold season. Askeladd's widow's peak gets sharper as he ages and his hair thins, prompting Thorfinn to refer to him as Baldy on occasion. As he reaches his mid-40s, his face becomes more heavily lined. He acquires a visible scar above his right eye as a result of the battle against his own men. We've talked about Askeladd's looks. Now it's time to go to the important part. A person is complete if his or her personality is clearly pictured. Askeladd is cunning and charismatic at the same time. He's a great fighter because he's an outstanding swordsman. But his greatest strength is his intelligence and ability to strategize and adapt. Another impressive thing is that he could tell the type of person someone is simply by observing their face. He is rapid at action and achieves what he desires. The only thing he is slow at is getting angry. His bands look up to him as a captain because he is brave and lucky enough to lead. Askeladd took care of his mother from a young age, living in poverty and working tirelessly. Askeladd despises his Scandinavian heritage and embraces his mother's Romano-Celtic heritage, after witnessing how the Norse and English mistreated her mother and the Welsh. He grew up hearing his mother tell him about their ancestor Artorius, and how the legendary hero would return to rescue his people from their plight. This was a belief he clings to even as an adult, though he later decides that anyone can play the role and places his hopes in Canute. Askeladd illustrates his knack to plan ahead, persuasively play a role, and wait patiently for his chance to strike from a young age. He is an expert at putting on a show, usually appearing arrogant and giving the impression of being bored, puzzled, untouched, or entertained by what is going on surrounding him. This frequently allows him to lower his opponent's guard, allowing him to shape the scenario to his advantage and grab victory. As a Viking, Askeladd seemed to appreciate remuneration and riches, whether for their own sake, for entertainment, or as a means to an end. He is not above using devious methods to achieve his objectives, even if it means breaking a warrior's oath. He will use violence and murder without hesitation if it benefits him and his plans, which means he is super ambitious. He is frequently cold-hearted, seemingly unconcerned about seeing his own men die in battle, or suffering to kill them himself when they turn on him. He sternly ordered the massacre of an entire village full of unprotected people, refusing a dying man's last request after ordering his killings, and seemingly unconcerned about Thorfinn's death. However, Askeladd appears to have a less sinister side. He avenged the person he saw as contributing to his mother's suffering and cared for her until her death. He is concerned about the welfare of the Welsh people, plotting to keep them protected from both the Norse and the English. Unlike the rest of his Viking band, he does not appear to engage in violence for the sake of violence outside of battles and duels, or look for some of the typical Viking indulgences. The notable thing is that he is never shown intoxicated, fighting for no reason, or claiming women after raids. He sends Atli off with advice and a golden bracelet, despite the fact that he and his brother, Thorgrim, had earlier turned on him. He also offers the dying Bjorn a warrior's death by offering him a duel. When Bjorn tells Askeladd that all he wanted to do was be his friend, Askeladd lets him know that he truly was his only friend prior to his death. A fighting Askeladd yells at Thorfinn to stay out of things after being compelled to murder King Sweyn in order to save both Canute and Wales, a moment of neglect that costs him his own life. His final words to Thorfinn are words of wisdom rather than taunts. He tells him to let go and proceed on, and that his real battle is to be a true warrior and to be greater than Thor. As the story progresses, Vinland Saga is able to not only twist the narrative in Askeladd's favor, but also cause fans to pray for Askeladd and Thorfinn to repair their relationship rather than have it end in destruction. By the end of Season 1, Askeladd has demonstrated a wide range of personality traits, albeit masked by his roguish personality, and Thor's death feels like a legend rather than a recent occurrence in the life of the show. Askeladd reveals his mask for all to see in his final act of murdering King Sweyn and guaranteeing both Wales' safety and Canute's life and rise to power. Askeladd is more visible to those closest to him and spectators during a monstrous performance than he has ever been all through the series. While he has become more likable throughout the story, it is likely that the heartfelt moment of Thorfinn pleading him not to die is what moves audiences the most. Any Askeladd fans here? If yes, please comment down the reason why you got attached to this character, despite him being a villain. The Vinland Saga Season 2 will publish its final episode on June 19, 2023. Aren't you excited to watch it? We are! Anyways, hope you liked this video. Then tap on that thumbs up button now. More such interesting videos are coming. Do not miss out. See you soon. Bye!